From this moment on, you will now be known as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Welcome, brother Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Enough with the Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh!
What's up, everybody? This is D from Brooklyn with another Sunday swim, just to bring you guys an update on the few breeding projects that I got going on. So I thought I would just work out the old tripod and give you a close-up look. Well, first, let's start out with my mollies here, which have been very good people, very good parents. They've given me quite a few fry. I've got about 12 or more in there, and these are all salt water now, as they've been living in salt for about a month. Let me see if I can give you a close-up look here at the fry and tell me what you think, because I got my breeder box in there with the fry. Hard to see them because they usually stay in the moss, but now I haven't taken the breeder box out because I didn't want to go shifting the water parameters. So what I've been doing is keeping the same water that I'm using for the fry tank in here for the fry. These guys have been eating. There's one of my white ones. He's getting a more marble pattern now, but most of them are black, oddly enough. I think this one was from one of the fish that one of the silver mollies that was already carrying, but you can see they've been doing well. These guys are starting to get a silver marble pattern, if you can see them closely. Then there are a few that are all black, and I've seen a few that were actually outside of the breeder box. Of course, I'm not going to see them now. It's kind of cramped quarters in there. I was trying to find my other breeding basket that was a little smaller, but I couldn't find it. So if that guy looks like he's in the box, it's because he's under the box. Yeah, it's tight in there. But I saw a few that were swimming outside of the box, which leads me to believe that they're still having some more fry in there. And it's just so much of the Chaeto. I keep a lot of Chaeto in there, which I take out of the frag tank. You know, the frag tank's right there, just so that I can keep the water parameters the same and give the fry something to make them comfortable. But they're doing really well. I change the water actually every few days with water from the frag tank, and I actually also lift this up and lower it just so that I can get the water recirculating inside the breeder box. And I didn't want to leave them in the other tank because I'm afraid of the parents eating them, but there's one that pops up there every now and again. It may be two, but I always see this one particular one. Oh, there he is right now. There's one of them. He's living inside the plastic moss ball, and they don't bother him, so they've been really good parents. Really cool. Mollies are really cool fish, and I'm trying to, maybe we'll start a trend to cycling your tank with the mollies rather than cycling them with the damsels. Only reason being, A, they eat algae, B, they're not as aggressive and they're much easier to catch if you have to take them out of the reef tank, and C, look at the finnage on these fish. These are huge. This really isn't enough water for them here. This is only like a 2.5 gallon. So you know, you're better off keeping them in a much larger system where they can swim around. But there hasn't been any aggression. They haven't been fighting, and look at the finnage on these guys. They're really pretty. So if you want a challenge, try something different. Everybody has clowns, everybody has damsels. Try something different, man. I'm always trying to challenge myself, and I really haven't ever focused on breeding fish. So this has been really cool to me. Look at this guy. He's got balls. I think I'll call him Spike because he's got big freaking balls in that fish. He swims out. These fish are like 20 times his size, and he's just chilling like what? So on the other side of town, I have the Danios here. I have leopard Danios. I have one zebra striped Daniel. They both look like they're carrying eggs, but no breeding. I'm gonna have to get like 2 more males in there because I just have the male neon, and I was hoping I would get some weird crossbreed, but he's like Popeye. You know, he's skinny as hell. He's eating spinach, but he ain't getting big as Brutus. He's just small as hell. And maybe he can get it up. I don't know. Maybe we need some fish Viagra. Maybe these gals are too much for him to handle. But they're chilling in there. I have the guppy grass and stuff that I get out of the main planter tank. This is not salt, of course. But I saw him drop eggs like the first week, and I haven't seen it recently again. So I'm gonna get another male from my quarantine tank and put them in there and see how that goes. The spawning mop is there just to make me feel good, because they don't really do anything with it. It used to sleep under it. Like if I put a new fish in there and they needed to hide or something, they usually sleep under that, or if they get threatened, they go under there and chill for a while. Same thing with the mollies. When I put them in there, they used to chase each other for a while, and they used to hide under the spawning mop. But now they hide in a little spiked area. So nothing really going on in here. Drop a few bits of food in there. I'm using these little micro pellets. If you guys have been to our meetings, we usually have a lot of samples of the micro pellets made by Hikari. Good stuff. Really good for the small fish. Actually, my saltwater fish like this too. Really small, easy for them to eat. And on the beta side of town, nothing new. My female died. She was about 4 years old, so I have to get another female. Basically, I have this set up here with a little heater in there. I have a little jar in there, which you can see is really warm in there. This tank is heated more than the others for the betas. A lot of condensation. This guy was a good dad. Bubble nest like crazy. I got a little piece of styrofoam bubble wrap, not styrofoam, but bubble wrap plastic in there. And I built a nest like crazy. I put a fish in there, he builds a nest immediately. I have some leaf litter in there, the Indian almond leaves in there. Keep them healthy. I just changed the water in all these tanks yesterday. That's all I can say about that. It's a really pretty fish. I have a really dark red beta upstairs, but this one seems like it has a few different traits in it that I was hoping to get to breed. I've never actually got this variety, the regular splendens, to breed. I have this Smardina and another wild caught beta, which actually bred. I had a few fry, and they seemed like they ate the fry upstairs, so I was hoping that I had better luck with this one. So time will tell. Things have been tight, fiddling around with the car. Every time you want to do something with the tank, something goes wrong. You got to spend money on the car or something. So that kind of distracted from everything. And as for the frag tank is doing well. The alkalinity was really low. The alkalinity had been hovering around 4, so I've been dosing the 2-part in here to keep that up a little bit. I really don't dose. I try not to dose this tank a lot because it's small and easily overdose. So I'm doing like 1.5 milliliters of a 2-part in here, like every other day right now. But I did have to rescue the Pavona from the main tank because it was digressing. It wasn't doing good. It's stressed out now because I moved it. I put it down here in this more shaded area, and when I started, it was shaded. It was pretty much underneath a whole glob of Kenya tree. So it's no stranger to being shaded. Don't mind me, just tight quarters. So everything's doing good. There's some a lot of new growth in there, but everything's a little bit bothered because I just cleaned the glass about a minute ago. There's that shrimp over there from Gon over at Thousand Island Aquarium. Thanks, Gon. Hooked me up with this cleaner shrimp. I told him the one that I had for a few years had died when I got the tank. So now I have about 4 or 5 shrimp in there. There's the blood red. They get along fine. He's more of a hider, whereas this guy discovered this pump and he stays there all day with it moving. It's funny. He stays over there on the pump upside down. Can you imagine sitting upside down all day long? Now, the old cleaner shrimp that I used to have spent all its time in this side where the food ring is. And actually, let me put a few pellets of the micro in there. They like this micro. But as you can see, they come to the food ring. I have them pretty much well trained to eat in one place. I don't like food floating all over the tank. My blenny's always the first one on the scene. And there's my cardinal. If you've seen my videos, the funniest thing is when I turn the TV on, which is over there, I have the big 60 over there, that cardinal will sit and stare in the direction of the TV all day. Funny. So now you see a lot of the pellets have fallen down here. My shrimp will be there later picking everything up. My blenny head's down there, and this way I don't have food all over the tank. But yeah, it's in one nice little spot. If anybody needs any Kenya tree, give me a heads up, because as you can see, this frag is doubled in size. So I'm gonna give that one away. I have another one, another huge one in the back. If you can see up there, that's another huge one on a frag plug. Give that away. Make room for my Monties to grow out. I want to I'll try to chisel this one off the rock. I'm scared I don't want to crack that whole rock trying to chisel it off, but I'll probably try to chisel that one off and make some room for some new growth, because like the chalice is always fighting over there for space. It's extending itself. It's growing out a little bit. This one is growing out a little bit over the rock. And this crazy Pophona encrustment here is spreading along the whole bottom side of the rock, which is always cool. And once again, this was the real reef rock, so it's completely dead rock when I started. And the corals really take to it really well. I'm not really a fan of the painted purple. This is the first generation real reef rock with that painted purple look, but as you can see over time with the lights and everything, you really can't tell anything. And actually everything is completely grown over, so you can't see anything there. Got a little piece of acro in there. Once again, you can see what happens. The Kenya gets really aggressive. I'm going to pull that Kenya out because it's trying to attach to that plug, and I can see the polyps kind of going back. It wasn't as open today as it has been, but probably I chalked that up to that Kenya growing right over it. So I will try to find a place to move that out. Don't ask me where. Biggest problem with a frag tank is that it is a frag tank, and in this configuration it really isn't a frag tank, because everything is just naturally growing over whatever it can, which makes it kind of impossible to move. And there's no sand in this tank, but you can see my zinnia garden, which is probably my favorite part of the tank. It's just this natural wave of zinnia. The good thing about certain corals is they will prohibit the growth. It won't spread but so far till it runs into another coral, and they kind of fight for dominance. Right there, my mushrooms are dominant. They will not let the zinnia grow over them. But as you can see, they easily attach to glass, which, okay, that's a pain in the neck, but it's cool growth. And don't mind my noisy tripod, but there's another piece of Pophona growing inside this little frag nutshell. If you see my old frag, how to frag coral, you'll see this Pophona was a little piece in there, and now it is like 3 pieces over there. And there's my rock bed, just rock rubble making up the bottom. I have old frag plugs and things just in case the coral want to attach to them, and there makes it easy for them to pull out. But yeah, pesky algae. I've been plucking that out on a regular. I miss my sea urchin. My sea urchin used to make short work of it. And that's it. Other than that, the main tank I will shoot because it's in the dining room, and everybody's in the dining room eating breakfast now, so I can't film up there now. But I'll give you an update of that later. And that's it. Those are the tanks. Thank you guys for watching. Going to try to do a live stream sometime this week. Like I said, I've been pretty busy with work and trying to make money to pay for all this stuff. And until then, this is D signing out. Yeah, anybody got any contests they want to give me an all-in-one tank? Let me win one of these contests, because you can see I need the space. But that was a cheap shot. And I'm going to be signing out. Love, peace, and hair grease. Hit that subscribe button so you can get the updates. Hit that like, ring the bell so that you can get notifications when I make the updates. And I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, this is D signing off. Happy Sunday, everybody. Tank on.